Alright, hey, I thought I should make a short and sweet video on how to help people talk to strangers. Because it seems like ever since I started my channel, I get a lot of people saying stuff like this. I have suffered with an anxiety disorder for my whole life, especially socially. It is one of the most debilitating things to deal with each day. You are not afraid to act silly in front of complete strangers, and that really encourages me. Thank you, Evan. That is the point. I'm glad it helps you. It helps me too. There are two things that really get in the way of talking to strangers and wanting to be socially free, and that's insecurity and intimidation. You have to push yourself outside of your comfort zone. You have to take all of your insecurities and just throw them out the window. Just forget about it. And the people around you will think, wow, that's cool. One of my favorite YouTubers is Tanner Fox, who has struggled with acne and is open about it. It doesn't affect him being in front of the camera all the time. It doesn't affect that. He's still killing it, and I think that's so admirable. He's not letting his insecurities get in the way. He just does it. And insecurity too, it's all in your head. It really is. Just any little insecurity like that is just, it doesn't matter. And let's talk about intimidation. I think a lot of people are intimidated by other people just because they're strangers, just because they don't know them. They don't know how they would react to being talked to. And I think that prevents a lot of people from making connections and approaching others. And it's funny too because like in school, I would remember people, I'd become friends with people, and after we got used to each other and knowing each other, they would say stuff like, Zach, I thought you, like before I knew you, I thought you were mean and just like, I was intimidated by you. And I'm like, what? I'm like, I'm nice, or at least I think I'm nice. And they're like, I know, but it's like, I thought you were mean. And I thought, no, I'm not. So it's just don't be, people's default faces, just don't judge them. Just try not to. I mean, I know that it's subconsciously we judge people all the time. Like, for instance, at the grocery store recently, a few months ago, there was this dude, this big guy, way bigger than me. He could like break me in half over his leg. And I thought, like, dang, don't mess with this guy. He was intimidating. And usually I'm not intimidated, but I thought, dang, don't step on this guy's shoes. But the aisles were so small that we, like, bumped into each other on accident. I'm like, oh, hello. He was really nice. And he was like, oh, sorry about that. And I said, no, it's like, don't worry, it's fine. It's like, and I talked to him, and he was such a cool guy. And I'm thinking, like, why? Like, why was I, like, intimidated by him? Just because of his demeanor, his physical, like, it's just stupid. And I know a lot of people would feel like, how do you talk to strangers? Like, what do you say? Just say anything. And I've done a video where I titled the video just that, just say anything, where I would say anything, and it would just, the reaction overwhelmingly was positive and people laughing and I would say some pretty edgy stuff. And I just wanted to illustrate that it doesn't matter what you say, just as long as you say something. People like being talked to. Most people. And what I like about being outdoors, especially in a moving environment like walking or riding my bike, there's so much incoming stimuli, things to talk about. Like if someone's walking a dog, you know, comment about the dog. If there's a loud noise, say like, what was that? Or just pay a compliment. Like, wow, I love your hair, I love your shirt, etc. Just anything. Like the weather. The weather is always safe. It's okay to talk about the weather. It's just small talk. Like, hey, it's a nice day, alright? Yeah, it's about time we've had a sunny day, etc., etc. It's that simple. And don't worry about being weird or you have to be respectful, but it's totally okay to make a few jokes. Like I was at Walmart. Walmart's cheap, right? I go there sometimes. This was months ago. But there was a girl there, an adult. I have to clarify that. At Walmart, I said I had to get something near her in the same aisle. I said, wow, like, you're the most attractive person in the whole store. Like, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be at, like, this is Walmart. Don't you know you're supposed to be at Target? And she thought that was really funny. Don't be afraid to take risks, but be respectful. Just have a friendly type banter, you know? Yeah, don't be a jerk, and be careful. Just be you. Let your personality shine. If you're weird, show that, and that's cool. And sometimes, I don't know, I don't think I'm weird, but a lot of people say I am, and that either turns people off or turns them on. So, I mean, everyone has their taste, you know. People will naturally trust you more when you're being authentic to yourself. It will show. They'll be more comfortable around you. Humor especially really lightens the mood. Humor is such a good tool in talking with strangers. I love it. Like, I learned this from a friend, like, because I asked him how he was doing, and he said, "Oh, I'm still above ground. How are you?" And I thought, that's genius. So ever since then, I've been using it. Like, I use it too much. So like when people ask me how am I doing, they expect a good, how are you? But I say, I'm still above ground. How are you? Really casually, and some people are like, what? Because that's the same reaction I had. I thought it was hilarious, but I have to be careful because like I like talking with just older people a lot. If I ask them how they're doing and they say like, good, how are you? I'm not gonna say I'm still above ground, blah blah blah, because I just think, okay, they're much older, and this could come across as offensive, and because it's like, ha, I'm still above ground, you have like less time left, when it's probably I have less time left. So, I don't know. It's all dependent on the situation and the person, really. Don't feel socially pressured to carry on the whole conversation. Don't go in there with a mentality of, oh, what do I say this if this person says that, blah, 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 blah. Don't even think about it. Just let it go naturally. The stranger, everyone knows, people know, if they're socially apt, they know how to carry conversation. They pick up the dribble. Ask questions. Just let the open-ended stuff happen naturally. It's okay to go up to a stranger and say, what's your favorite color? And then you just whatever, and just let it just go natural. Just don't think about what the conversation will be. Just make an effort to have a conversation and just let it go from there. Yeah. And if the conversation doesn't flow, like, who cares? It's someone you would have never talked to anyway. And there are so many more people out there. It's just, you have to move on. Don't feel bad if you think it didn't go smoothly. And sometimes, like, it doesn't even have to go smoothly for a good connection to be made either. You just have to believe in yourself and not care what people think. And if you think, oh, what if I come across as not confident to this person? The fact alone that you approached makes you so different from a lot of other people, like in person. It makes you confident to that person. So don't worry about like how the conversation goes. It's the fact that you actually did it and are speaking to the person. And talking to strangers is so cool. It's just a lot of times it's just there are no connections made other than, wow, I talked to a really nice person today. And that's good, and there's so much of that. But strangers can be converted into whatever your situation is. The strangers can be converted into dates. If you find someone cool on the street, they can be converted into friends. They can be converted into whatever. And then a lot of people feel that they need to go to a special venue to feel comfortable to talk to strangers, like at a bar or like some other crap. And it's like, no, these people are like everywhere, and like I don't want to play that game. And it's kind of funny. People think like, oh, you're finding these people on the street, that's like so bad, you're gonna get trash. No, you go to a bar, I guarantee you there's more trash there. Trust me on that. But no, I don't go to bars. I'm too cheap. I don't want to spend money on drinks. That's stupid. No, I don't drink. So, but I have to say, people are different. People are so different. You'll be rejected. You'll be in whatever way. And this video isn't about dating. It's like I don't want to give off that vibe. It's just about rejected in the sense of like, oh, this stranger, that's this old guy that I talked to at that gas station, he just went right by me. Probably couldn't hear you. No, I just don't think. But sometimes I say stuff to people and they just look at me and then they just like continue walking. And that's totally fine. No one's obligated to say anything. And don't be offended by that. They're just doing their thing. And some people can be mean. If you get a bad vibe from someone, just know that not everyone is like that person. Like, just because one person reacted a certain way that you didn't like doesn't mean everyone will react that way. People have different personalities. Some people are more welcoming to strangers, and some others are just closed off to strangers. It all depends on the person. Don't ever think that you're inconveniencing people just by talking to them. If they're doing whatever, like pumping gas, walking through a park, some people want to be talked to. They want to be approached. And don't ever feel like a ghost around people. It's a very empty feeling to walk around and feel like a ghost and having no interaction with anyone. Just walking right by people as if you don't exist and just as if no one cares. Don't ever feel like a ghost, because odds are most people around you feel like a ghost too. And so that's why it's nice to have, like, it means so much. Like, just a simple hello to anyone on the street means a lot. Like, it's so nice. Or even just a smile. It's warming. It feels good. Like a total stranger. It feels so good. And for me, like, it's so nice when I'm walking and someone is like when there's eye contact, and it just feels good. Especially if they give me like a dirty look, like I'm gonna kill. No. If it's like accompanied with a hello or something too, it's just amazing. It feels great. I don't know why. No, it's just making a one-on-one connection in person, in the flesh. That's how humans were meant to be. It's just, it's raw, and it's real, and it's fun. I find it very. I don't know. I just like talking to strangers, and you should too. But be careful. Be super careful about who you talk to, and don't talk to just anyone. You know, if just be careful, especially on the internet, because sometimes people pretend to be people they're actually not on the internet. Trust me on this. So I hope this video helps you become more confident. If you're not confident, that's totally okay. It's something to work at. It's a practice. You can always make improvements, because I think people are born on different levels of confidence, and as far as experiencing insecurity and anxiety, that if you are not as confident and want to be, just pretend to be, and I think that'll eventually mold in your character. Last notes, real quick, some nice quotes I found over the years. This one I saw on a billboard. I'm not sure who said it, but be yourself, everyone else is already taken. I like that. Also FDR, Mr. Franklin Delano Roosevelt, we have nothing to fear but fear itself. Speaks a lot to me. Wayne Gretzky, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. That's right. We talk to strangers. We know we're not going to miss any shots. Boom, we got a bad stranger. No problem. Just take a couple shots. No, I just shh. Thank you. And new video Thursday. An important one, yes.